the Ravens get ready to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Taken in at the 3. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Throwing Jones. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Pollard now a first down and more.
He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like they've got the defense set back on their heels. Let's see if they can keep this moving.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Run for Pollard. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Pollard going to try the right side, and he gets it down to the 32. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
So this game of ours, Charles, you know, the talk of the NFL world all week. 2 unbeaten teams. You rarely see such a matchup this deep into a season.
I would agree with that because normally you might get one team undefeated for a while. But 2 teams like this, and I remember in preseason, you looked at schedules and said, I think these 2 are on a collision course. It'd be interesting to see if they actually get there, and they did. And to me, the winner of this game has to wear the crown of Super Bowl favorite.
Now Jones. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play. On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the gun on third down, Jones.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And oftentimes we think about statement drives in the second halves of games, especially in the fourth quarter. But here, it's happening early, a definite statement. They've held on to the ball for a healthy portion of this first quarter already, and now after that completion, they're set up first and goal.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on first and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
They'll set up the screen for Nwangu.
And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun. Jump. And he will not get away. He's sacked back around the 3-yard line. Eric Armstead able to record his 5th sack of the season.
McPherson's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Watson now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Watson. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Watson picked by his former teammate Kareem Jackson.
You're looking there at a defensive back who's maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Marianitis able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. Here's Jones to throw on 3rd down.
Now that's dropped underneath to Nwangu.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. 3 yards all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Malik Jefferson in there on the stop.
So, Charles, you talk about this offense as we play here in Week 9 of the 2021 season. Normally, you're slipping kind of past the halfway point, but now with the season expanding to 17 games, you kind of think that teams might look up and say, gosh, we still have a lot of football left to go.
No doubt about it. And remember, they've had their open week already. So this could be a straight shot all the way from here on out. To me, the best coaches, they tell their teams, hey, I'll take care of you during the week. You just leave it all out there on game day, and I'll make sure you're ready for the next one.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. To throw is Watson. They'll roll him out, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Watson.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Eric Rowe. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Jones throwing on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown.
Evan McPherson for the extra point.
And he's got it to make it now 13-0.
Next to score, Vikings 13, Ravens 0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to some...
Oh, wide open, complete, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will shrink to 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
On 2nd and 9, Jones.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
And a nice stiff arm. It opens room to run. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big play there on the screen pass. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones.
He'll find Nwangu underneath.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota. And that'll set them back 5. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
And I feel like my man, Old Momentum, might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe Momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going,
as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break.
Watson on 1st down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And that will make this a 16-point lead.
Makes the score Vikings 23, Ravens 7.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Taken at the goal line.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter.
This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Watch 52. 52's the mic. Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Out of the gun, Watson.
Give me something.
Buying time to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Watson picked by his former teammate Kareem Jackson. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing, they're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now he dumps this off over the middle and inside the 20 before he's brought down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Handoff here to Nwangu.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
And right now, Charles, this is about building that lead little by little, and they're able to do just that.
And it gets them past the key number of 16, so this is now a 3-score lead. Not time to exhale just yet, but that might prove to be an important 3 points before things are said and done.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Back to throw, Watson. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. It got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mecole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Ravens get a bit closer. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Here's a throw dropped off to his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
7 brings up 2nd and 3.
Looking to throw. Jones.
They'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. It's brought in by Adam Humphries. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done. And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Vikings.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Off the bootleg, Jones.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Now a give here to Pollard. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
The 71 yards rushing for him now to this point.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will make this now a 15-point advantage.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect football from here on out.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that...
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Jamin Davis
brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Watson. Flush to his right. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Mostert.
And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Dante Pettis, his first touchdown on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You've got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. On second down, Pollard, and he stopped immediately there. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Inside handoff here to Ricard. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team.
Hardman on the return.
He'll be hard-pressed to match that one. That a 65-yard punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
Hard to believe that arm strength was a knock on Deshaun Watson coming out of Clemson, but he showed what he's got there.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
To throw, Watson.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful. And we've got ourselves a tie football game. Huge conversion there to tie this thing up, but they're not done yet. Their defense needs to get a stop.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for the other team to come downfield and put some points on the board. But job 1 was taken care of. The 2-point conversion to get this thing tied.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here's Jones.
Steps away to his left. First down and much more here for Jones. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Jones drops this off with Nwangu.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
On the give is Nwangu.
Evades the tackler, and now some space. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Pollard. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Going to run again here with Pollard. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. Big 3rd down. A field goal from this spot, 57 yards as they hope to move it a little closer. Now Pollard. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the 1st at the 32. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson.
With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And the kick is good. The young rookie coming through like a 10-year vet. And it'll be a fun time in the Twin Cities tonight. The Vikings win it. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And they've got to feel good about this performance. I think you'd agree, matched up against a top 5 defensive unit in the league, and they pretty much had their way.
Yeah, that was the interesting part about it, because normally when we see this defense play, they have their opportunities, and they make their plays, don't they? They knock them back on their heels. They take the ball away. They change field position. In this case, what you said is so apt. They had their way with them, took it to them, and knocked them back on their heels and surprised the heck out of them.
So for Minnesota,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.